Right. I think most of us are back, so then we can start. Right. Before we start, if anyone feels comfortable switching on their videos, you can. It's not necessary, but yeah. You can see the small comic, right? Right. Cool. Cool. So the comic isn't really necessary just to show how linguistics as a profession is normally misunderstood, and it's seen as learning languages more than studying the logic of languages. And like Aditya said, linguistics isn't about studying languages, more about the logic. And we won't be teaching you much theory as such, but more of how to approach these problems. So we'll just start off with an easy problem. If you guys can see the problem again, just type one because sometimes the screen sharing doesn't really work on this laptop. Right. Wait. Wait. So I'll give you guys 5 minutes to just quickly read through the problem. It's not very hard. So it's 5 minutes should be fine. If you have any doubts, you can unmute yourself. And if you're done and you sort of understood the problem, you can type done in the chat box. And don't hesitate to unmute if you have any doubt. Okay, so does anyone have any idea on how to approach this problem? You can unmute and speak up.
Can I try?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so in the note, it was written that the D with the thing dash is pronounced as D. So we
Right,
can we have Denmark and we have that D with the dash and mark, and
right.
CH is pronounced similarly to K. So I thought it would be Denmark, and similarly Fan Lan would be Finland.
Right, exactly. So, like you said, everything just sounds the same to the English counterpart of the same word, right?
Yeah,
If you,
I
if,
figured those two. So
right, right. Does anyone else have anything to add to that or another logic?
The trickier
Right?
Yeah, Dia, you can go first, and then Tanvi,
Okay, so there's the word Haaland,
right?
and it's also given that there's a country, Netherlands, and Netherlands is also known as Holland, which sounds like Haaland.
Right,
You can
exactly.
derive it that way.
Right. That's the second part of the question, but yeah, that's correct. The logic is right. Anyone else?
Even I found one of them. Tu Tui Dien. It sounds like Sweden, which is like Sweden.
Right, exactly. So the basic logic in this is just that they sound phonetically similar to the English words. So, like we already know, Sweden is Sweden and Denmark is Denmark. And I think we
and
got
three.
that. Yeah, what was it?
I'm sorry, but the 3C that will be Switzerland.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. So we already have a few. So that way, if you match it, we're almost done. We have Denmark, we have Switzerland, we have which was Netherlands,
Finland.
Finland, right? Anyone else with any other ones that you feel are
I
similar?
think now we would be Norway.
Yeah, exactly. Then Balan, what do you think about that? Which English word sounds
I think Belgium.
Poland,
Poland, right? Exactly. Belgium, do you see any other similarity anywhere else?
BI sounds like
Yeah,
Okay.
BI.
Yeah,
BI.
exactly.
Is there any chance that Y could be Italy?
Yeah, we'll get to the why, but through the process of elimination makes it a bit easier.
So AO will be Austria.
Right, exactly, because that seems like the only suitable option. So which all are we left with now?
Aus-
We have
Wait,
Italy, Switzerland is done, Netherlands is done.
Norway.
I'm
No,
sorry, is
I thought we finished
E
Norway. Yeah, what are you saying? Sorry.
the Y is that Italy?
Right, it is. And I think that's all, right? I think we're done then.
yes.
Yeah. So see, it's not that hard. Like I said, it's just about that method or approach that you have to find out. Now we can move on to the next problem. And we already solved assignment two. I think as Dia had said that Harlan is sounds like Holland, which is another name for Netherlands. Does anyone have any doubts? Nobody? No doubts? You can type one if you have no doubts. Yeah, so phonetics is basically just to simplify it, just the way a word sounds when you say it out loud. And there's a whole branch of linguistics, which is phonetics. But for now, we can just stick to thinking that phonetics is just the way when you speak it, how it sounds. There's a whole letter of symbols and all which you can use to describe it through phonetics. But for now, we won't go into that. Right. Moving on to the next question. This is also pretty easy. There are four words here. I'll give you 5 minutes to read it. And when you're done with that, you can type done in the chat box. Right. I think we can start now. So
This
first
is
off,
Anshi. Can I try?
yeah, just give me a minute. So first off,
Okay.
can someone tell me what you think they could mean by a more precise translation of grandmother? Don't give me the answer.
This
Just,
is
yeah,
Breaking it down, breaking the word down and
right.
getting
Breaking it down. How?
as in far and more. So what does it mean? What does
Right.
each of it mean?
So right, exactly. So an elaborate explanation of the relation of that person. Right. Is that what you meant? A more
Yes,
detailed explanation. Right.
yes.
Right, exactly. So in all these words, if you can see, there are two parts to each word, right? Far, more, far, more, and more, far, right? Far and more are the two parts that are repeated in every word, right? It's present in every word. Either one of these is present. So now we know that far more can be translated as grandmother, right? So can anyone tell me the reasoning behind that?
Because far will mean father and mother. More is mother. So it's
Right,
father's mother.
exactly. So exactly. So using that same logic, we can solve the other three also. So can someone tell me what far means then?
Father,
Father's
Father's
father.
father.
father's
a
father,
father's
Father's
father.
father.
Exactly. So the father's father, another grandfather, and more. You can
mother's
Mother's
say
mother.
Mother's
Mother's
mother.
mother's
mother.
father.
exactly. So more will be the mother's mother, and more far.
Mother's father.
Mother's
Mother's
father.
Mother's
father.
Mother's
father.
Yeah,
father.
great. So see, that's all there is to it. You find a certain logic that unites all the words or the sentences, and then you get the solution to it, because basically any language is just a set of rules or syntax, and all the sentences or phrases or words of that language have to follow those same rules. So if you just find out the rule of a language, then the entire solution can be found, right? So I think we have the solution for that, right? If you want, you can just take a quick read through this. You don't need to read it completely, but just basic understanding, right? Okay. So then we have one last one, because I thought I'll keep the first day easy. So we have,
Yeah, it's visible.
okay, that's great. So you can just take a read through this. You can leave this as your homework, or if you want, you can complete it now. But you can just look at it. I'll share the link to the solution for this on the group so you can verify to that. But this will be yeah, I'll be sharing the problem too on the group if you need. Yeah. Now can you see the full question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now if you understood that logic, this should be relatively easy. So I'll just give you 3 minutes to read through this and then I'll start. Okay, so for now, just focus on assignment one. Assignment two and assignment three you can solve later after the workshop, and I'll be supplying the solution for that too. So don't worry about that. Just the first assignment should be fine for now. Okay, that's great. So before we start, is anyone confused about this solution? Is there anything you didn't understand? No? Okay, fine. That's great. So can someone explain to me, other than the people who normally answer, can someone else explain to me why?
Yeah. Can I ask? So in the first one, the
Correct?
K4, C4, A4, G1. So the
Mm-hmm.
K represents the green arcs on outside the
Right.
flower. So there are
Yeah.
four of them. So K4, and then C represents the petals. So C4, there are four petals,
Right.
and A is the number of yellow circles inside the petals. So there's
Right.
four again, and G is the number of sides the innermost shape has. So in this case, it's a circle, so just one side.
Yeah.
G.
Exactly. So you got the complete formula. So basically, K represents, like you said, K is the outer green border, and the C represents the number of petals, A represents the number of yellow circles, and G represents the number of sides. So you got that correct. So now, because we finished this fast, did anyone have any doubts in this? If you have, you can type a zero in the chat and you can unmute and tell me what your doubt is. Okay. So what
Yeah,
is your doubt?
yeah. That in the third one, so K. So we have 4 plus
Oh, you mean
one,
the
which is so the four are the ones which are connected,
right, exactly. Oh,
and
sorry, I
the
forgot.
plus one is the extra, which is not connected. Not extra, which
Exactly,
is not connected.
exactly, which is not correct.
And
So
what do we mean by the A plus 4 and that is connected to 5
yeah,
further?
exactly. I forgot to explain that. I'm sorry. Would anyone like
I'm
to?
guessing that A plus 4 is that line which is coming from one of the yellow circles to the pentagon.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, when one of the regions connected to another region, by region I mean the yellow circles, the orange, the shape or the petals. When it's connected to the another region, for example, in the third one you see that the yellow circle is connected to the orange shape, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So when there's a connection between two, then you put the, I don't know what to call it, maybe I don't know, the connection, we just call it the connection.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, the bracket is when it's connected between itself.
Okay. I understood that. The last one is a bit more complex. It
Yeah,
has a circle with the petals, so I think that is adding 2.
adding. Right. So in the last one, as you can see, there's more numbers and it's connected, and the petals are connected to the yellow circle, which is connected to the square in the center. So it's a bit more complex. If anyone would like to explain that or didn't understand any part of it, you can just again type a zero and I can explain it to you. If the explanation is clear, you can type a 1. Don't feel scared to ask doubts.
I just wanted to know why is there an a under a there is 4 plus 2 and that
Right?
2 goes to 4 and that 2 is again coming from the 2 from C and C is giving 4 to A.
So you mean why is the C and A connected by a line?
Yeah,
Right. So if you see, those lines are connecting certain numbers from those characters, right? For example,
yeah.
in the C, the second 2 is connected to the second 2 in the A.
So that connection is what is represented in the picture as well.
Exactly. So the number of circles which are connected to the petals
Okay, I
and
got
lines.
it. So C, which is connected to 4 in A, that C is taken as 2 plus 2, right? The whole is connected.
Sorry, I didn't understand what you mean by that.
No, no, under A there is 4 plus 2 and the 4 is
Right.
connected to C.
Right.
So that C is 4. No, no, I got that. I'm what I was asking was, yeah, 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 got it. Thanks. Yeah, that was my, yeah, yeah, yeah. Except for 2. Yeah, except for the ones. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you. I got it.
Yep. Yep. No problem. So if anyone can give me the answers to assignment 2 now, you can type it in the chat box. You understood. Anyone, a rough idea is fine too. And you don't need to show the connections. You can explain that. Nobody?
I'm not sure if it's right. Can I try?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, one second, I'll just send it.
Yeah, sure. Right. So I think for most of you, this problem is taking a bit of time to sink in. So what we can do is then we can continue with this in the next class. I'll send you this problem and the solution on the WhatsApp group. And if anyone has a doubt, we can address it in the next class. Is that fine? If that's fine, you can type 1. Otherwise, if you want me to explain this class, then we can type 0. Okay. If you want me to explain it this class, then you can type 0. It's not a problem. Okay. Okay. So I think then that's all for today. I'll be sending the solution and the problem on the WhatsApp group.